Welcome to my brand new channel. Just want to get that off the Welcome to my first video. Now, as you can see, my hair is in a little bit of a thing. I don't usually do this, but doing it just for you guys, just so I look a little more presentable. Today, what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be talking about a beginner calisthenics routine. Okay, so basically, this routine, we're gonna make it a superset based workout with we're gonna make it also full body, and we're doing this for consistency because what I noticed personally as a beginner was when I first started out, I would always only stay consistent if I stuck with full bodies because I'd hit every muscle group in the day and I'd feel satisfied. Whereas with splits, I'm pretty OCD when it comes to working out, as in like if I hit arms or if I hit upper body one day, my legs are gonna feel like they were lacking. And another benefit of it is just you get more volume than upper or lower split because you're gonna be working them out 3 times a week instead of 2 times a week, because you're only gonna be able to hit upper body 2 times a week for optimal rest and lower body 2 times a week for optimal rest. So with full body you get enough rest, you get 3 days to work out and 4 days to rest, which is pretty good for a beginner. You know, to build muscle, you gotta work out, you gotta tear the muscle, and then you gotta eat and you gotta rest in between to build the muscle back up. We're gonna discuss rest times quickly before jumping into it. So for the heavier stuff, I would typically go for around 2 minutes. And for the stuff that isn't as taxing, I would go like 1:30 max, 60 seconds if you can. Another thing, I wrote this down and this is very important, and that is your ego. On my channel, I wanna stress good form because here's what I noticed with myself and a lot of beginners. When you start doing calisthenics, and especially with push-ups or sit-ups or something, you could usually get your reps pretty high with those. The thing that a lot of people do is they half rep it or they cheat the form, or they make it easy for themselves just to get the satisfaction of having a high number. So what I want to stress is keep your form good, keep it clean, you'll get optimal gains from it. For me, especially for like pull-ups and stuff where it started to get heavy and hard, I didn't want to do proper form because it just hurt too much, but it cheated me out of a lot of possible gains I could have made. So on to the workout. Now that we're actually starting, I recorded some videos with my friend Dylan, and basically how it's gonna go, it's gonna go vertical pull and vertical push, and we're gonna do a superset based, right? So we're gonna superset vertical pull with vertical pushing, and then we're gonna do legs right after, and then after we're gonna do a horizontal pulling superset with a push, and then we're gonna blast it with abs at the end, just because it wouldn't be full body without abs. So what you're gonna be doing for vertical pulling is you're gonna be doing pull-ups. And the reason why pull-ups is so good is because you're pulling your entire weight with just your lats and your arms, and it's really good for developing just upper body strength. I'd say it's probably the best upper body exercise you could do. Now, a thing I wanna say about pull-ups is it's gonna build your back a bunch and it's gonna build your biceps. As you can see in the video, I'm switching up the grips. I'm going like wide, like in the middle and then close, and then you could even do chin-ups. And here's what I want you to do. I want you to do 6 to 8 reps with it, and I want you to keep a good tempo, like a count 1, 2, 3 on the way down, and on the way up, just go up as hard as you can. So if you can't do a full pull-up, what you can do is you could do the eccentric, which is basically doing a negative, which you just jump up to the bar and you hold yourself there for a little bit and you slowly lower yourself down, keeping that good form. Let me tell you about a little bit about the form of a pull-up. So basically what you want to do is you want to shrug your shoulders up a little bit and then you want to pull. Yeah, I want you to clear the bar with your chin, and I want you to go down to a dead hang. I don't want any half repping because that's just going to cheat yourself out of everything and it's just not good. So if you're a half repper, stop. Please, oh God, stop. Those aren't reps. That doesn't count. And if you do CrossFit pull-ups, stop doing them. So you're going to do that for 6 to 8 reps, 3 sets. And then after each set, you're going to superset it with a pike push-up. Now, a pike push-up, this one is a little tricky for a beginner. As a beginner, I can hardly do a pike push-up, but I think they're really important to work as a beginner. I personally think building your shoulders is very important because it's something that just doesn't get hit a lot as a beginner. So what you want to do is you want to keep your hips stacked over your shoulders to actually make them work. I want you to put your ears in between your shoulders, and then you want to shrug out. And then when you're on the way down, I want you to kind of go in a diagonal way, and then you're gonna end up with your forehead above your fingertips, and then you're gonna just keep doing that, and that's a full rep. If you can't do that as well, you could also do the eccentrics, which is just going on the way down Or another thing you could substitute it with to work your shoulders is you could just do like a handstand hold against the wall. You could do taps with your shoulders while on the handstand, and then it'll work your thing. So just put your stomach against the wall. There's lots of good videos on that, on how to do a good handstand form, and I'd work those pretty heavily. Work your shoulders as a beginner. Very important stuff. It's gonna build your shoulders, gonna give you them nice boulder shoulders. I'm still working on them myself. Pike push-ups is gonna build your upper back muscles, so it's gonna make you have that like cool cobra shape. It's gonna be one of the most noticeable muscles. So working shoulders and upper back, very, very important for looking bigger. You're gonna do this for 8 to 10 reps. With the pike push-up, you're gonna wanna make sure you loosen up your hamstrings before, because a lot of the problems with the pike push-up is that a lot of people just don't have the flexibility for it. So before doing the pike push-up, while you're doing a warm-up, just make sure you loosen up those hamstrings right before doing that. Alright, for the next thing, we're doing legs, and that's very important. As a beginner, you should work your legs. I neglected mine, so that's why I get shit on a lot for my trash legs. You want to work them as much as you can. This is why I recommend full body, because it's going to hold you accountable to do legs, and you're going to thank me for it later. With this leg routine, I personally wouldn't stick with it for way too long. I'll make another video on like a better leg routine, but if you can and if it's possible, I recommend using weights for legs. I'm just saying calisthenics can build legs, right? But weights is optimal because your legs could take a beating. You're walking on them basically all day, so like they could handle a lot. So working legs, very important. Don't skip on your legs. Please don't have chicken legs. This is going to be 3 sets as well. We're going to keep the rest time kind of short on this one. This one was 60 seconds. The last one with the vertical pull and push was about like a minute 30 to 2 minutes. You're going to do Hindu squats. These are great because they work your calves at the same time. So basically, it's not like it's kind of like my own version of a Hindu squat. But basically what you do is you go down, you do a squat, and then you pop a calf raise while you're in the squat position, and then you go up through that. And you work that for 10 to 20 reps. Basically, you're gonna do 3 sets of this, and right after, you're gonna hold a horse stance. So you're gonna hold a horse stance for 30 to 60 seconds, and let me tell you, these will destroy your legs. I used to do Taekwondo, and we did this all the time. If you're a martial artist, you've probably done these a lot, and they just like destroy your leg. It's a wall sit without the wall. And you're gonna do this leg routine for 60 seconds. I'd also recommend on the side to just do calf raises. For the sake of time though, I'd say the Hindu squats with the calf raises will do you pretty good for your legs as a beginner. So if you're past that point, definitely do calf raises with this and you'll be set for legs. Right after, what you want to do is you're going to go straight to horizontal pulling and pushing. So with this, you're going to do the bodyweight row. And with the bodyweight row, it's kind of like a pull-up in the sense that you're just pulling your body weight. But here's the thing, you could adjust this. This is the good part about it. So depending on your strength level, you could use a higher bar or a lower bar. And the higher the bar is, the less tension it will be on your back and on your arms and your grip strength. So it's going to be, you could just decide on which one suits for you. And you want to do this one for 10 to 12 reps. You want to do a lot more than the pull-ups because it's going to work the middle part of your back. It's going to give you that thickness. And pull-ups, right, they give you the width. But then the rows, they give you the girth in the back. And I think it's really important to work these as a beginner as well. Because it's also going to work your forearms a crazy amount. Like everybody says it's a back workout. But for me, I'd personally also call it a forearm workout because every single time you do it, since you're doing higher reps, you're holding and squeezing the bar harder. It just works your grip like a crazy amount. So anybody that does them, you'll understand what I mean. So right after you finish one set, you're going to go straight to the push-ups. And since these are push-ups, you could probably do them for a higher rep range. So you do 12 to 20 reps. And you want to do progression that's somewhat challenging for you. Or you could just switch it up depending on the day. Or you just switch it up each set. So you can see my friend Dylan here. He's doing wides and then normals and then diamonds. The diamonds I really like. Those are probably my favorite because they work. You could squeeze your hands together while you're doing them, and then it contracts your chest a lot more. So push-ups are very good. They build your chest, build them triceps, and yeah, just switch the grip depending on what you want. I personally recommend the diamonds. Those are probably my favorite. and you're going to want to do these for 3 sets as well. Now this ab routine is something that I still personally do. I got all my friends on it, and it's pretty good because it works out your upper and your lower abs. It's going to build that definition, and it's going to build like a lot of strength, especially in calisthenics. One of the main exercises in here is the hollow body hold. And the reason it's so important is because you're in like a lever position, which in calisthenics is probably one of the most important terms, because most of the skill moves depend on this core strength to be able to hold yourself while being stretched out. So a front lever, a back lever, a planche, even a handstand. Basically just everything depends on your core strength in calisthenics, or core strength is a really big factor. You could have the shoulder strength, but a thing that's gonna burn out quick is like your abs when you're doing like a planche or something. So basically what you're gonna do is there's gonna be no rest in between these exercises. You're gonna start with the bicycle kick for 40 seconds, and then you're gonna go to the hollow body hold for 40 seconds, back to the bicycle kick for 40 seconds, and then back to the hollow hold and finish off for another 40 seconds. Now this, I'd recommend, 40 seconds is still pretty hard for me, and I would recommend you could do 20 to 40 seconds. So depending on your skill level, I'd say choose from 20 to 40 seconds, because there's gonna be no rest in between. And the rest that you're gonna have is you're gonna do this cycle for three rounds. Or you're gonna do 3 rounds of this, and in between I want you to have like 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes of rest, because this is gonna destroy your abs. Or you could even do like 1 minute, just depending on how you're feeling. Listen to your body. And yeah, you want to really challenge yourself with this. You want to keep your abs contracted the entire time. You want to try your best not to cheat, and you're going to want to lower that ego. If you can't do 40 seconds, don't do 40 seconds, do like 20. But you want to make sure you're contracted really hard the entire time. Your arms and your legs, they're far apart, they're squeezed, and they're crunched in this full body position. So it's going to work your upper and lower abs. And then the bicycle kick is good because it's a crunch, right? And you're going to be twisting from side to side, so it's going to be working the side abs. I really don't know what they're called. I kind of forgot, but it's going to be really good for you. It's going to work your entire midsection. That's basically the entire workout. And a note that I'm going to have, it's getting resistance bands. Resistance bands I would really recommend for anybody practicing just weight training in general, or just calisthenics. Calisthenics is very important because it's gonna cut the amount of weight that's on whatever exercise you're doing. Like for a push-up, I wouldn't do it on a push-up, but like for maybe a pull-up, you wrap it around your knee. It's gonna make it a lot easier. But what I would recommend is just doing the same thing as eccentric. Do as many good forms as you can with your own body weight, and then when you start gassing out, just get a heavier resistance band and do the reps as clean as you can. And that'll be perfect. And it's perfect for working like your muscle ups and your front levers. It's good for any skill that you do plan on training. So yeah, that's something I would really recommend. Anyway, yeah, that's the routine. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, new YouTube channel. I'm gonna be trying to upload more fitness related stuff. If you guys got any recommendations, you could follow my Instagram at pupilfit, and there I'm gonna be putting polls up on my story, or I'm gonna be trying to, and then see what you guys want, because this routine was asked by a few people, like how to start calisthenics and what to improve on and stuff like that. So yeah, if you have any questions, you could DM me right on PupilFit, or I'll put up like polls on my stories or whatever, and you guys will be the judge of what I make. Anyway, thanks. See you later.